Another episode of RELICS Radio. This is a family-friendly show, so the entire family can join us as we talk metal detecting, relic, and treasure hunting. You can also call into the show at 270-495-0315 or join in the chat and post any comments or questions you might have. RELICS Radio is available live on the Spreaker app, but it's also archived wherever you get your podcast. You're listening to RELICS Radio. And you are listening to another episode of RELICS Radio right here on Spreaker, and want to welcome all of our guests that are already popping in on Spreaker here, and DK will talk about some of those here in just a moment. But we want to welcome all of you guys and gals, all of you detectors, treasure hunters, to the show here tonight. And also we want to welcome any of you that will have to catch this show on the archive. We know that not everybody can listen live, and we get a lot of our listenership that comes through the archived podcast, either on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Podbean, Spotify. I mean, just anywhere that you get your podcast. We're going to be there. But I am Diggin with 7, and my co-host is DK. What's going on, DK?
Hey, 7, how you doing today? It's Thursday, almost got it through another week. How's it going?
It's going good, going good. It ain't raining right now. We've had a ton of rain, over the past, over the past 2 or 3, all spring, I guess you could say. But it's not raining right now, so that's good.
Yeah, that is good. Well, we got a full house in the chat already starting up. Looked like we had Bill at Ohio Relic Hunter was the first one in. Artifact Digger's in the house. Good to see you. Ronald B. is there. Dennis is here. Bill Hayes made it tonight. Diggin with 7's in the house. Yeah. Braden is here also. Thanks, guys, for showing up. Appreciate it. We got Muttley Mark.
I wondered what
Mark,
he'd be.
how you doing?
that guy is a nut right there. I mean, he is an absolute nut. And when he first started doing that, I couldn't figure out who it was. I thought, I've never seen that guy in the chat before, But I picked up on your tricks there, Mark. Go ahead, DK. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
If he ever doesn't use Mark, we're going to be in trouble if he ends up. Mark, you always got to use Mark, all right, just to tee us off, because you're going to come in and call it the Rascally Rabbit or something some night. We might get the hint, but Mark sure helps us out. Yeah. Earl from Virginia. Hey, Earl, how you doing? Good to see you. I saw Maya in here earlier. Good to see you, Maya. And, Paul, great to see you. Just a full house. People are still streaming in. Looking forward to tonight's guest for sure.
I am too. We've had this guest on, and I don't know, it's been probably a year and a half ago. Also have had this guest on live at the Chattanooga show, I believe, was where he and some of the other, what we call the young guns, and interviewed all of those guys there at one time, and gals. We had boys and girls, male and female. I don't know how you say it now, not to get in trouble. But anyway, go ahead and bring him on, DK. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'd like to get out the Chattanooga show sometime. I've seen you guys broadcast from there and seen pictures and heard people talk about it. Hopefully someday I'll be able to get out there and see everyone and visit that show. It looked like a great time.
It is. And then there's the other one in South Carolina. Now, I don't get up to those that are up north. Butch and some of them go up there. I've got the opportunity to go if I want to go, but I just can't hardly swing that. I mean, it's Chattanooga's not that much of a trip, and then going to going to South Carolina, me and the wife, we generally make a little mini vacation out of that. So, I can kind of swing that. But
what do you fly into there in Chattanooga? Or do you normally fly into?
I don't fly nowhere. I drive.
No. But if I was to come in.
I don't know. I guess you fly into Chattanooga. I guess they've got an airport. Yeah. I don't know, I don't know you'd be flying from Denver, I guess, wouldn't you? We'll have to look at that and see. And,
I'll have to look into it.
Get you down there because that will be in August, and hopefully all of that is going to, still be going on. I don't know. I've kind of made a rule not to announce any of those things because until we know for certain on some of them, and we certainly do not know for certain right now what's going to happen.
Right, right.
So we're keeping our fingers crossed that some of these hunts that you guys are planning will happen, and some of these relic shows will happen, and
that's right.
All this mess will be gone.
Yeah, well, if we can't get together in person, I'll tell you, we can still get together here on this podcast and some of our other channels that we have out there on YouTube. And tonight's guest, I know him from YouTube. I've never had a chance to meet him, but I've been a fan of his for quite a long time. You might know him as History Preserved. You might know him as Treasure Nick. I know him as Nick Amelio. I want to bring him on and welcome him to Relics Radio. Nick, welcome to the show.
What is up, guys? I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
So good to have you back, Nick. How long has it been? Do you remember when you were on the show before I could get the calendars and go back? But
man, I can't remember. I think, so the last time I was on the show, I guess you could say was in Chattanooga, as you said, at the Chattanooga Relic Show. But before that, man, I'd have to look. I believe it would have been late 2018, early 2019. Somewhere around there. Yeah. But yeah, man, it's been a while. That's all I know.
I think it was 2018. I think it was late 2018, maybe when you were on. But good guest. And then got to have you on again then, at the Chattanooga show, as we said. And then DK reached out to you, and we had talked about it and wanted to get you back on. And here you are. Go ahead, DK.
Heck yeah, man.
Let's get his feet wet.
That's it. Well, I don't think we have to let him get his feet wet. I've been watching his videos lately. It looks like he's been getting a whole lot of his feet wet. What have you been up to, Nick?
Yeah, man. So I've been kind of, dabbling in a couple different, genres lately. I've been trying, different things, trying to outreach my audience and get a new range of, watchers. So I've been doing a couple videos in water, like you said, scuba diving videos, snorkeling for, treasure and stuff. I've been using a little handheld metal detector in one of my recent videos and actually found some rings and jewelry and stuff like that. So yeah, I've been getting in the water more and, doing more stuff like that. So
yeah, great. So those that don't know you, you're out in Florida, right?
Yes, sir. Florida.
What part of Florida? Are you on the coast side? Are you on the Gulf side, or are you on the Atlantic side?
I am on the east coast of Florida. So
awesome. So that's Gulf of Mexico side.
No, that's the
no, that's the other side.
Yeah, that's
the east. Okay, the east side. Gotcha.
That's the Atlantic side. And as most of you know, when we had Nick on before, you were really big into Seminole War relic hunting at the time. And I think I told you at the time that my relatives were from, on my mother's side, were Seminole Indian, and they moved them from there to Oklahoma. And I can remember going and visiting my great-grandmother on reservation. Well, it was reservation land. She owned her plot there. But, so, some of the things, I'd love to come down there and find some Seminole Indian stuff sometime, just to, you'd never know that it would be connected to your family, but it's at least connected to your family's tribe. And so that'd be good enough for me.
Oh, yeah. For sure, man. And, it's down here. I usually find I'm really still into that Seminole War stuff. Don't get me wrong. I'm that's my main focus right now. But with YouTube, I'm just kind of getting into other stuff. But for the Seminole War stuff, man, we're it's all over here. So I'm looking for mainly the U.S. dropped stuff. So I'm looking at these fort sites that are now basically modern homes and door knocking, getting permission, finding all this stuff. But I would assume there are Seminole relics in some areas where, there's battles and stuff like that. But where I am, I'm mainly finding, the U.S. Army, where they posted up, that kind of stuff. But yeah, man, the history is just everywhere down here. It's really incredible.
What year was that were those Seminole Wars?
So there was 3 Seminole Wars. I'm kind of rusty on the exact history of them. It's been a little bit, but I know the first Seminole War was in the 18 teens, started in the 18 teens. I think it was 1816, that kind of, date range. And then the second Seminole Wars was in the 1830s and 40s. And then finally the third Seminole War was in the 1850s, and didn't last that long. But yeah, so it was basically separated into 3 different wars.
And when you find items, are you trying to identify that? Are you trying to identify, what Seminole War it came from?
Oh yeah, for sure. So what I do is right now I'm hunting. I have 2 separate main fort sites, and one is Second Seminole War and one is Third Seminole War. So when I'm hunting at them, I know when they were there, when they burned down, so I know exactly which war they were from. So it's cool. I have 2 Seminole War sites where I could just basically find earlier stuff, and then at the other one I could find, slightly later stuff that's, closer to Civil War actually. So yeah, I could distinguish basically, which war they are from based on the fort site itself. So yeah, that's basically the distinguishing factor in my case, at least.
And Nick, Dennis Grettencord did the research for us.
Yeah.
He's part of our vast staff here at RELICS Radio.
Oh, awesome.
But he's on chat here. But he said that you were a guest in season 2, episode 6, which would have been December the 6th. So
wow.
We were about right, and we're in season 3 right now, in episode 30, I believe. Yeah, episode 30.
Wow.
So it's been a while since we've had you on.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then Nelson Saunders in the chat has a question about the Seminole Wars. He asked, did the Seminoles get many U.S. rifles from us? Like, was that part of their tactic? Were they taking a lot of the U.S. rifles?
So I'm not exactly sure. I know they had rifles. They did have muskets. I'm not quite sure if they were. I will have to do my research on that. I'm not quite sure if they were from the U.S. I imagine they did do a lot of trading. The Seminole Indians, whether it's through, other forces like the British or whatever it might have been. But I'm sure they did do trading with the U.S. and some of their muskets were from the U.S. But, I'm not entirely sure, but probably. That's going to be my answer.
And and I guess way back, they probably did stuff with the Spanish because the Spanish were the first to be in there.
Spanish as well.
I doubt that, there were trade goods and things that they would have traded with the Spanish, I'm sure. But probably not any guns, I wouldn't think. But
no, maybe not.
Yeah.
You sure have found some cool stuff, I'll tell you. I've been watching your videos for a while now, and it's always exciting to see you pull things. Your excitement. For those of you that aren't a fan of Nick's channel, we're going to post a link here to his channel a little bit. Plus, we'll also have it down in the description, and I urge you to go over there and check it out. It's well worth your time to go over there and watch some of his videos, and make sure you comment on them, too, so he knows you're there. I'm sure he'll appreciate that.
Yep.
But I saw you recently changed your name to basically you changed your name to kind of change. I think you were saying to try to change some of this move and not focus really, but just sort of expand your audience. You became Treasure Nick is what you changed your channel to.
Yeah. So I was history preserved for a little while, and the more and more I was thinking about it, I was wanting to expand my content to underwater. Maybe some magnet fishing, diving, that kind of stuff, just different content in general. And I wanted the freedom to be able to do that without, still having the opportunity to kind of gain a different audience, more new, area of audience. So I changed my name to Treasure Nick, and, I think it's helping a lot, to be honest. I'm, getting more people, because I started an account on a new platform called TikTok, where there's a lot of younger people actually. And I figured out that once I grew that, it's actually translating onto my YouTube, which is a really good thing. And it's been going good.
Yeah,
so I think it's the right move. And right now, so what I'm doing now is I'm basically using the history preserved. It's still going to be under my name, it's still kind of like a tagline of mine, but Treasure Nick is the more, general thing.
Well, how do you come up with ideas for that? Because those are only like 15 and 60-second little, almost like the old Vine clips, right?
Yeah, it really is. But, what I've been doing is I've been using it to post videos of, kind of the behind the scenes of how I, clean up some of my finds, clips from my videos before I post them to get people to go over and watch them and stuff. And, it works. People seem like they really like it. Huh. But yeah, it's been useful.
Hey guys, we need to take a commercial break, and we'll be back with Nick Amelio, Treasure Nick, here in a moment. T-shirts are a perfect way to get your brand recognized, whether you're talking about a business, a club, a sports team, your YouTube channel, or whatever. But you may have asked, where can I get quality, affordable shirts on demand? Well, I'm glad you asked. RELICS RADIO uses DetectTees.com for all of our T-shirts, long sleeve shirts, and hoodies. That's DetectTees.com. Ken and Mark Guthrie make quality shirts that last, they ship quick, and best of all, they're affordable. So if you need customized apparel, then go to DetectTees.com and be sure and tell them that RELICS Radio sent you. As always, Ken and Mark Guthrie are great guys. They make great products. They have a great price. Did you notice I said the word great a few times there? That just describes DetectTees.com. Go check them out. They are a great group. Really are. And they've been, they were the first advertiser that we picked up. They've been with RELICS Radio almost since it started. And I can't tell you how much that I appreciate that and look forward to that relationship continuing for a long time. Ohio Relic Hunter made a point, and I was thinking about it, but I knew it was coming up on a break here and didn't say anything. But just the mention of the word treasure is appealing, isn't it, Nick?
Yeah, I think so, because that term now is being used for, a variety of different things, like river treasure for some of the bigger guys on YouTube, and, metal detecting finds, people can call it treasure. And now, with the treasure salvaging stuff off the coast of Florida that I've been kind of getting into, I'm just kind of starting with that. That's actual treasure. So I thought that name was very fitting for me, at least. So.
And, the whole idea of treasure can go to fossils. It can go to arrowheads. Yeah. I mean, it's just, it's an unlimited thing where if you have, metal detecting, you're kind of in a niche, and that's been our problem. Yeah. We're in a niche, and it's just, we're having a hard time pulling people in because there's just millions of metal detecting videos out there, as you mentioned earlier. Go ahead, DK. I've talked too much tonight.
No, sometimes I like listening just as much as I like talking to our guests. I'll tell you, you always learn a lot from them and stuff. And anytime you make a move like this, like you've been on the platform on YouTube for a few years, a number of years, probably like 4 or something like that, Nick?
Yeah, just about 4 years, yeah.
Yeah, and so you decide to make a change like this. I think it, it takes a lot of courage, and I wish you a ton of luck for it. I think it's going to work out well for you. I mean,
I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I was watching a video of yours the other day. How did you get hooked up with probably the number one top, YouTube personality out there in the whole treasure hunting outdoors niche? Yeah. That being Jake with D Almighty. He's got like 10 million subs.
Yep, he just hit 10 million, not too long ago, and it's just about to hit 11 million now. So it's crazy.
How'd you get hooked up with him?
But yeah, man, so about a couple months ago, I posted a video from last summer from treasure salvaging, basically, where we found a 4 real cob underwater. It's on my YouTube channel. And it was really strange. I was really surprised because a couple hours after I posted it, it was probably my third comment, I saw that D Almighty commented on my video. I was like, no, it has to be a fake account. There's no way it's actually him. So I click on it. Sure enough, it was him that commented, and he said, "Mind if I join?" ? And I was like, "What?" I was shocked. And so I basically just, I replied to him. I said, sure, man. Heck yeah. So I gave him my email. He emailed me, and a couple months later, or fast forward back probably a week ago, he was coming down to Florida because he actually found someone's GoPro underwater, and he tracked down the footage, and he called me. He's like, hey, Nick, he's like, so I'm going to this area in Florida because I just found a GoPro and I want to return it to this kid. And he names off this city. He's like, are you anywhere near this city by chance? And it happens to literally be my city. I'm like, oh my God, there's no way. So yeah, we just decided to meet up and just hang out for a little bit. It was a ton of fun.
Yeah, what a blast. Can you imagine? I mean, I'm sure you're like, that's just amazing. Cool of him to, not let his size get to his head and kind of still want to reach out and connect with local people of like-mindedness. You know what I mean? And, and I've heard he's a really nice guy. So
yeah, he's, from what I've seen so far, he's just like a really humble, awesome guy. Like from the first second I met him, it was just an awesome day, hanging out with him, his whole crew, his dog and stuff. It was just a lot of fun because if you think about it, he told me his whole crew, basically, his cameraman and everything, is basically people he's met on the way through his adventures. Like one of his guys he met through crystal mining, one of his guys he met through arrowhead hunting, I'm pretty sure. So it's just kind of crazy that all he met through the videos, through the hobby, is now all of his friends. So it's just really awesome, and I hope to make more videos with him soon. That is actually something that is for sure coming soon, more videos with him. So we'll have to watch out for those. So.
That'll be great. And you may be part of the Almighty crew in the future then.
Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
That's the goal.
Let me ask you a question. Does he talk as fast in real life as he does on the videos?
I mean, yeah, to a degree, honestly. If you get in the conversation with him, sometimes I'm like, wait, what was that again? I mean, sometimes he does, but another side of him, tries to get through that intro pretty fast to keep people engaged. But, another side of him, in real life is kind of like that. It's kind of funny. He's not that different, off camera than he is on. We were all messing around the whole time, just having a bunch of fun.
Yeah.
And, I was like, man, these are the guys I want to be hanging out with. That's what I was thinking the whole time. But also, recently, I don't know if you guys were about to bring this up, but I did get the opportunity to hang out with Outdoors Weekly and Britain from Depths of History and make a couple videos. So that was also really cool. And I just saw him show up.
I just saw him show up in the chat. So Britton, when we open the phone lines, you're gonna have to call in, Britton, when we open our phone lines here. Which will be after the second break, I think. But
Britton will open the phone lines after our next commercial, which is going to come back up in about 7 minutes, and so in about 8 minutes you can call in and talk with Nick, ask Nick questions, and love to have you call in. Anybody call in. Yep.
So what kind of treasure hunting you want to get into, Nick? Like you want to do some magnet fishing and like what interests you? Arrowhead hunting, all that stuff?
Oh yeah, I just want to, this summer especially, coronavirus permitting, it's been a big factor, honestly, in what I was going to do this summer, because I've been trying to travel and stuff to do some different videos. But anyways, I want to do a variety of different things. Like I want to try shark tooth hunting. There's a bunch of places to look for megalodon teeth down here. Arrowhead hunting. I want to do some crystal hunting videos. I was going to go to South Carolina to do that actually here soon. And just a variety of different things. And especially, the treasure salvaging thing is one thing I really want to try to do. But as I think I said last podcast, it's really hard because Florida permits a lot of the treasure stuff to be posted all over the place. So it's kind of hard to do. But if you talk to the right people, you could accomplish it. But yeah, those are kind of some of my goals. So
what are the rules, Nick, over there on that treasure coast, over on the East Coast? I know there's a lot of rules about getting out there in the water. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, there's a whole list of them, that's for sure. So basically, one of them is even, you can't really even detect in the beach water up to like your waist or something. There's some weird rules with that. And also a big thing with salvaging, although there's a ton of, right stuff that I won't even get into. One thing is, with the recording stuff, once you record on a state leased plot of basically land where you're treasure salvaging at, once you record underwater and, find something good, I don't know if this is true or not, but depending on what you find and like what it is, I think the state could like own the footage of the find or something like that. So there could be some like legal implications if you film, but I'm pretty sure if you get an agreement with the captain and he talks to someone, which I did, I think it's not that big of a deal. As long as you don't show like destruction of any underwater wildlife, which never happens anyways, but as long as none of that happens, you should be good. That's basically it.
Now, who are you working with down there? Because they have salvage leases. Different people do.
Yeah.
Who are you working with?
So there's different leases. I'm working with people under, I think, what is called the Queen's Jewels lease. So there's a bunch of different captains under that. My captain from last season, actually, I don't think he's getting on a boat this season, so I might be going with a couple different captains. I'm not too sure yet. I'm actually still working on it. But, there's just a bunch of different captains out there. I don't know if I should name names, but,
Yeah, no.
all I know is they're under Queen's Jewels.
Okay.
That's all I'm going to say.
Now, how did all that come about? How did you get on that?
Yeah, so I've been living on, they call it the Treasure Coast for, for my whole life. What am I saying? My whole life. So every year there's coin shows, and these guys, the treasure salvagers, all come, and some of them have tables and show all their finds, their treasure, and sell some of their coins off and stuff like that. And over the years, I've talked to all the captains, and once I started metal detecting, of course, my interest spiked up. And I was trying to, find locations to go on a beach to find treasure. And I was talking to all these captains. And I made some connections with some of the captains that I was actually working with last season, starting when I was like 12. And over the years, I just kept on being persistent until I was old enough to actually, get my certification and get in the water with them. So that's basically my secret, was persistence, and kind of paid off. So.
Yeah, it's pretty incredible. I'd love to do that someday. Yeah. Boy, are you kidding? That just seems like it's pretty amazing.
And what most people don't realize is that most of that salvage diving is really shallow, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. It's, some of the time, these guys are parked basically right up on a beach where you could literally walk out to the boat and not even get your waist wet. Like, super, super shallow most of the time. Like, I think I was in like 10 or 12 feet of water when I went. And, at that point, it's so shallow that your biggest worry is basically making sure that the blowers don't hit you in the head above you when you're underwater. That's literally the biggest problem. But other than that, yeah, shallow. You could basically free dive. You don't even have to have a tank if you don't want to. So.
Yeah. Now,
really crazy.
What kind of underwater detector are you using?
We are using it's called a pulse dive metal detector.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure, I think that's the brand name. I'm not too sure.
No,
but I know they're on Calico somewhere, yeah.
It's Note to Macro makes those. I've got one of those.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Did I say pulse dive? That's the one I use. Never mind. It's called the, it's not the pulse dive. I forget what they're called. Or Aquascan, that's it. Aquascan.
Okay.
I got confused because that's what I use. But they're called Aquascan metal detectors, and they're really useful because what we do is we actually put this. It's like a big pinpointer basically, but that's the coil. It looks like a broomstick basically, and that's what we're using to get up in the cracks and look for the little pieces of treasure that people forgot back in the day.
Yeah,
very different. Very different. That's all I'm gonna say.
I tell you what, DK. Let's. We're about a minute out. Let's run this commercial here. We'll have one more after this, and then after that, we'll open up the phone lines. Go ahead and put the number in. I'm excited to announce that Tim Henderson of Murray Branch Outdoors has rejoined RELICS Radio as a sponsor. As a multi-line dealer, Tim carries several brands of detectors and accessories, and he's ready to serve all of your metal detecting needs. I'll give you his contact info in a minute. So why did RELICS Radio go back to Tim Henderson as our dealer sponsor? 3 very important reasons. First, I often hunt with Tim, so I know firsthand that he uses what he sells, and he prides himself with great customer service and support. Second, Tim goes the extra mile in helping the new detectorist determine exactly what they need to get started. He will not try and sell you some high-priced product if that's not what you need. And at the same time, Tim can serve the seasoned detectorist with their upgrades or new product questions. And finally, Tim won't leave you hanging after the sale. He's just a phone call away for any questions or specialized training needs. So, you can call Tim directly at 615-948-4611, or you can email him at tjhenderson@comcast.net. And Tim Henderson is my dive buddy as well. He's actually the one that got me started in that. He and Ron Reed, and we're looking forward to detecting some underwater drowned cities in the Dale Hollow Lake area later. And we have added the Britton Lockhart. What's going on tonight, Britton?
Hey, how's it going, Nicky?
What's up, Britton? Happy to have you, buddy.
How's it going?
Oh, do you two know each other?
Man, yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
good.
man.
I was going to introduce you.
Oh, yeah, I've known Nick since he was like probably 11 or 12. I took him on some of his first Civil War relic hunting hunts.
Yeah,
so
that's true. That's true, man.
We've known each other for a while. We actually just saw each other recently. We went with Bryce, Outdoors Weekly, and Jake. We went to the site of the Hunger Games.
Yeah, man.
District 12. That was pretty fun. We went metal detecting there, and Nick actually found the key to Katniss Everdeen's house.
Oh, did he really, Nick?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a great find. I was about to talk about that. Yeah, when we rented a house for a night and all just kind of hung out, and then the next day we went to this site where they actually filmed the Hunger Games at the District 12 and the Hunger Games. And when I went metal detecting at the house where Katniss Everdeen actually lived in the movie, I found the skeleton key to that house, which was really, really awesome. That was amazing.
So was it a prop, or was it the proper key for that actual house that they used for the production?
Yeah, so that whole area was key.
Oh,
yeah, it was the actual old key from the early 1900s.
How cool is that?
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah, I was like, there's nothing better like you could find than that right there. Like that.
Yeah,
is so cool.
It was awesome.
So did you guys find a lot of production pieces around and stuff, like a lot of production scrap and stuff you would normally find when a film crew comes in there and takes over the place for a month or two?
I mean, there was a bunch of scraps around. Yeah, not really. I mean, I guess they were kind of clean about what they did. I don't know. It kind of changed a lot too from like when they did the movie. Like there wasn't a road going through the middle like how there is now, I don't think. So I'm not too sure, but I don't think we really found anything directly related to the movie. But it was still a lot of fun, that's for sure.
And what was the name of the company you guys hooked up with? What Outdoors?
Outdoors Weekly.
Outdoors Weekly.
YouTube channel,
He's
right?
He's a YouTube channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
He does like magnet fishing.
Cool.
He's the big magnet fishing channel. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we went with them, and Nick actually went with me on my first dives to get certified. He literally followed me throughout the whole experience of my open water dives at Blue Heron Bridge in Florida.
Yeah, man. It's a ton of fun.
How long ago was that, Britton?
Oh gosh, it's probably 7 months ago. 6 or 7 months ago. So,
wow.
But that was so much fun. I mean, it was, the water is so clear down there, and I'm about to go visit Nick again because I really want to go down to those beaches.
Yeah, man. Come down here. We'll go back. We'll do it.
Yeah, I think we all want to go back now after hearing some of the
I sure do.
Stories getting out there on a boat.
I sure do, Britton, because I took my first dive of the spring on Monday, and Dale Hollow Lake is normally a fairly clear lake, but man, I had trouble even reading my dive computer. It was so murky because of all the rain and everything that we've had. And but I did find a rod and reel, and no, Earl, it wasn't off of the neighbor's houseboat. It was it was on the bottom of a bay there, and actually had a bait tied to it. And no, Denny, it didn't have a fish on it, but I'll get a fish on that bait that we found.
Yeah, that'd be great if you can get that thing working again.
I would love to go down because you guys down in Florida, you've got some of those natural inland springs that make little lakes and things. And I know Mark Hoover has told me he's dove in some of those, and the visibility is like 100 yards. That's unbelievable.
Oh, yeah, it's insane. It's like a pool.
It ain't
That's where I want to go. I want to go to Jenny Springs with Nick.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a big goal. To go there. Jenny Springs is clear as heck, man. That thing is crystal clear.
Yeah. And it's not like river diving, is it, Britton?
Oh, no, not at all. It's completely different. It's like you're in a different ecosystem. It's I don't even know. Like the first dive I actually ever did in the ocean, or like in a spring or something, I actually saw a seahorse, and like apparently it's like really rare to see those, but it was so weird seeing that, and just like starfish everywhere. And you got to make sure, when you're river detecting, it doesn't matter if you grab a hold of rocks and stuff, but you can't go grabbing on coral and stuff like that, at the bottom.
Yeah, and when you get certified, I mean, they are meticulous about warning against all of that, and you don't want to do that. I mean, you want to stay up off the bottom where you're not damaging the ecosystem there, because, and that's part of the clarity of it is all of those animals and plants and everything that filter all that stuff out of the water itself.
Oh yeah.
What have you been up to, Britton, since the last time we talked to you? We didn't have you on just not too long ago here. What have you been doing?
So actually, right now I'm in North Carolina with Outdoors Weekly. We've been making some cool magnet fishing videos. I actually went magnet fishing the other day. We found a World War II training grenade, which was pretty insane.
I saw that.
Wow.
That was pretty scary. I thought it was a real grenade when it came out, and I stepped out of the way, that's for sure. But it was a really fun find, and we tried to go scuba diving, but the visibility here is awful because we've been having so much rain. So we're actually leaving early from here back to Georgia, and we're going to dive in Georgia tomorrow.
Oh, really? So, now, who are you diving with?
Yes. Tomorrow it's gonna be me, Bryce, Outdoors Weekly, and exploring with Nug, and also who else is Dirty Water Divers, Tommy, one of my good friends, Tommy.
Okay. And then you're going on down to Nick's, down to Florida.
And then we're going on, then actually this upcoming weekend, well not this weekend, but next weekend, I'm going to South Carolina. We'll be there for the weekend, and then we're going to Mississippi and Arkansas to dive some bridges over there, and then I'm going to Florida. So it's going to be about like 2.5 weeks.
You're a busy guy.
You lucky dog. You lucky dog.
I'm having to do school at night and then do this in the day because I'm actually taking summer classes. So it's like it's like managing a ton of stuff.
Can imagine.
Dang.
Hey, Nick, how do you manage your schooling and all of your treasure hunting and everything? That's a good question.
Well, recently I've had, a lot more time with this quarantine stuff. It's basically like we got 2 summers.
Right. Which
is, it's a good thing and a bad thing, but we still have school. We still have school online. But the good thing about it is you could basically do it, or at least for me, I could do it at my own time. My own schedule, so I could, do all my work in the morning, go digging, until night, or the opposite, go digging at night and do my work, go digging in the morning and do my work at night. So yeah, it just gives me a lot of freedom to do whatever, and that's why I've been posting videos consistently every week for basically the past 2 months, which hopefully will build back up my channel. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. Keep putting out cool videos like you have recently. I think it'll build right back up again. You're close to almost 2,000 subs right now. You're
2,000.
Real close.
I'm like 30 away, something like that.
Well, let me challenge everybody. I've got Treasure Nick. I've got his YouTube site in the description on this show right here, and all you got to do is go over there and click on that. Let me challenge everybody here. Let's get him on up to that milestone mark. Yeah, let's get him on up. And DK just put it. I think you just put it in the chat, didn't you, DK?
No, that's mine. Go ahead and sub me too. No, I'm kidding. I'm teasing. That's Nick's channel. Everyone head on over there and make sure you give Nick the click.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Hey, and I also just posted my new video today from when I was with the Almighty, and my past few Some of the War relic hunts, basically all in one video. So that just went up a couple hours ago too. So.
Yeah, there's a big old chest of gold you found.
He did a good job on that video.
Yeah, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
so,
I haven't. I saw a thumbnail on it, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. But that'll give you a boost though, being with him and associating with him. And you say that you guys have got something planned in the future as well again, right?
Yep, for the treasure salvaging later in the summer. I think we're gonna plan something out somehow. So we'll see how it goes.
That'd be awesome.
And you're also you've got a what kind of detector are you using on the land right now?
On land. So right now I used to, of course, be with First Texas. So I was using the T2 for a while, but after I wasn't with them anymore, I actually got a Deus for the land detecting, and I used that for a couple months, and I still have it, and I still use it occasionally. But then once I went with, I'm actually with Calico now, which gives me a lot more freedom to use basically any gear I want. I needed a beach machine for when the weather gets right to try to look for the real treasure out on the beach. So I decided to get an Equinox, and I did not plan it. I did not plan for it to be my land machine, of course, but I took it out on my first relic hunt, and I was like, you know what? Why don't I use it? I'll give it a try. And my first signal with my Equinox was a South Carolina button at one of my Some of the War Fort sites. So I was hooked on that machine, and that's actually what I use now. So
it's a good machine. I love mine for cleanup. I like an AT Pro, and I've told Debbie that. I said I love an AT Pro for scouting,
really?
But after I kind of go through a site, and I've pretty well got everything that I think that I can get with AT Pro or another machine. I love to take the Equinox in there because it is a cleanup machine where you find those things that are hidden in the iron signals, in the square nails and stuff. I mean, it will pick them out.
Yeah, and I agree with you on that. Like my, initial machine for a new site would probably be my Deus, just to hear the amount of iron. Because something about the Equinox I learned and I did not know about is once you just first turn it on and start using it, it basically automatically cuts out all the iron, and you don't hear basically any iron at all. At least at my sites, it's really weird. And all I was hearing was the good signals, and they were really deep, but you could still hear them clear. So initially, my machine of choice is Deus, then going back, like you said, with the Equinox. It's a great combination. Really great.
Yeah. So. And you can turn the horseshoe on the Equinox and get some of the iron. Yeah. But it's not it's not going to sound like the iron does on an AT Pro or Max or anything, And that's what I like about those.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, man, it's a whole different beast, and I'm still learning it, I don't even know what settings to use yet. I just kind of turned it on and put it on field 2, and that's what I've been doing.
That's what I use.
Since I've had it.
Yeah, that's what I use is field 2. Hey, guys, let's run one more commercial right here, and then we'll be right back with Nick Amelio. If you want to keep up with what's going on in the metal detecting world, then you need to be a subscriber to American Digger magazine. Butch and Anita Holcomb are the publishers of the magazine and have won awards for 3 straight years for being the best digger magazine on the market. American Digger magazine is available in both print and digital formats, so no matter where you live in the world, you can enjoy the latest happenings in the hobby. You can get in touch with American Digger magazine by going to americandigger.com or give them a call at 770-362-8671. And be sure and tell them that you heard it on RELICS RADIO. And as all of you know, I am the producer for the American Diggers Relic Roundup. There's too many relics. Relic Roundup on Monday night with Butch Holcomb and Jeff Lubert. And we've got a good guest lined up this next Monday night. Laurie Gagne will be our guest there, and she found some gold in British Columbia. So you'll want to hear about that. And we've still got Britton Lockhart on the line here. Hey, Britton, tell us a good story about you and Nick, something special that y'all did, a special find or a funny story or anything.
Oh, I've got a good story. So one time, me and Nick and my girlfriend Grace were metal detecting at a Seminole War fort site, and literally we had been metal detecting. Me and Nick had been metal detecting the site like a year and a half ago, and ever since then, Nick went up to the house site and he asked for permission. And every single time he went up there, the owner of the house was like, "Oh, maybe come another time, come another time, come another time." And literally a year later from the first time we went to the site, I went up with Nick and I knocked on the site, and the guy said, "Yeah, sure, you can hunt it. You guys can go wherever, blah, blah, blah." And it was like literally Nick had been asking there like 10 times after we asked that first time. And for some reason, it was just because I wasn't there. For some odd
It was
reason.
so funny, man. Yeah, it was hilarious.
They even offered like money. They even offered money to him to like hunt it.
I remember that. That was funny.
That was just so funny. I was like, why don't you let Nick go without me? Like, I don't live down there. So it's
and then he's like, "Oh, you don't live down here?" And he's like, "All right." And then after that time, he lets me back.
Yeah, after that time, he let Nick hunt. But yeah, man. But hey, it did leave a lot more stuff there. Oh my goodness, we found we found so many buttons and coins and stuff.
Yeah,
I actually found this 1830 silver button, and I made it into a ring for Grace for Valentine's Day, and it's really crazy. It was like an old flower button, and it was made of silver.
Wow,
it was pretty cool.
Yeah,
now
it was an amazing find.
Now, Nick, down there, there are a lot of door knocking that you can do and still get on those Seminole War sites, can't you?
Yeah, there is if you do the right research. Like my 2 fort sites I have, they're really, if I'm being honest, compared to some other sites that other people dig, they're pretty pounded out. It may look like I'm pulling stuff up left and right, but truly the stuff I find is from, in one video, is mainly from multiple hunts, and it's just like once every couple hours maybe I'll pull up something good. But it's basically a handful of house sites that I've knocked probably hundreds of times each and hunted hundreds of times each. But
see,
yeah,
like the only.
Go ahead, Britton.
Oh no, keep going. No, I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
You're good. But yeah, man. So what I was saying was, what were you? What were you saying, Britton?
Hey guys, rock paper scissors. You ready?
Yeah, go ahead, Britton.
Go ahead.
Yeah, so basically the only places that I have left to hunt are a new fort site, which I'm actually working on right now, and some other houses kind of far from my fort, but like kind of in the same general area I'm going to try to get on. But I'm working on some new fort sites, so it should be good. I'm actually working on scouting out Orange Grove property, looking for a new fort site that no one's ever found before. So I think that should be good.
Should be amazing.
Now it's your turn, Britton.
Sorry about that, Nick. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's fine, man. You're good.
No, I was gonna say I'd never experienced like the feel of Florida hunting until because these fort sites, they're pretty big, but like Nick said, a lot of hunters have hunted the yards in the past and stuff, so it's really hard to kind of find places to dig. But I don't know, whenever I was with Nick, for the past 2 years, it was every single time we'd go out, we'd find a virgin spot that had never been hit for some odd reason. It was we'd get onto the best spots.
Yeah. Crazy, man.
And it was just crazy. But then this last time that we had a little bit of a dry spell, but then we went to some 19 teens houses just around the corner from the house that I was staying at in Stuart, Florida, and we found some silver dimes and cool stuff like that. So that was kind of fun.
Yeah, that was.
So there's quite a range of history down there. And what's the soil like, Nick?
Oh yeah, it's sand. It's like a dark sandy soil, especially around the fort sites. The soil's just a lot darker and richer. It's just basically the best
stains your
soil.
hands.
Yeah, it does. It really does. It's like this really organic sandy soil that stains your hands, but at the same time it preserves the relics really, really good. I really like it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's really kind to buttons, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
It's better than the low country.
Yeah, basically. So I really like it. It's the best soil you could ask for, basically.
Go ahead, DK.
I was sitting there thinking about you being in Florida, Nick. Did you ever get a chance to go over to? You ever visit that Mel Fisher Museum?
Yes, that's where I work. Some of the time before the coronavirus, I would go every Thursday to clean up relics or clean up some of the shipwreck artifacts that were left behind. I worked in a conservation lab doing electrolysis and, cleaning up some of their finds. So it was a really cool experience for me.
That is amazing. Can you imagine that, boy?
I would be in heaven. Yeah, tell us about some of those experiences there. What did you get to clean up?
So it's a lot of fun. I get to clean up, cannonballs from the 1715 fleet, iron artifacts. I cleaned up a lot of the cobs, actually, too. Some of the big 8 real cobs and buckles and just any kind of artifact from the shipwrecks that had been left behind by the other conservationists. And it's just a really cool experience because the person I was working with is actually Mel Fisher's granddaughter directly. So it's a lot of fun, and she taught me a lot of stuff, and, I have a lot of connections to some of the salvagers now for the summers for when I want to go diving through them, which is really good.
I bet that gives you some good connection. Yeah.
Yeah, it really does, because she basically knows all of the crews and stuff like that. So it's been a lot of fun, and I hope to get back soon after all this Corona stuff. So.
That is some good networking that you're getting into right there. I mean, with the whole idea of Treasure Nick, you are going in the right direction, I'll tell you. And I think that there at the museum, they had an apartment there or a condo or something. And I think Tim Henderson and Tennessee Jeff, when they went down there, they met Mel Fisher's granddaughter, and they actually got to stay at that condo there.
Wow, that's awesome, man. That's crazy.
Nick's been killing it on TikTok too.
Yeah, he was talking about that earlier.
Yeah, it's a different crowd, but it's good in a way because you get a different set of people to transfer over to your content, which is a really good thing.
Explain TikTok to me, Britton.
TikTok's basically, TikTok's basically so they basically bought Musical.ly, which is basically this app on iPhone where people would sing and dance to various different songs that came out like on music and like different stuff like that. But they bought it, and they started using it basically like as a short video sharing like software to make like funny videos, like for anybody to basically make content on there to share. And more people like started using it, and now you can watch 30-second metal detecting videos and kind of see straight to the point finds in like 15 seconds. And the good thing about that is they have a ton of users on there, so a ton of people are going to see your content if you hashtag it right and edit a good video. And Nick and I have seen pretty good success with that so far. I mean, there's not really too many TikTok metal detecting people on there, so I feel like it's good that we're getting into it early, when the algorithm is right. Because I mean, the algorithm is popping right now. Like it's going really well. It's a lot better than YouTube, I can tell you that much.
And we were talking about that, Britton, with all of the censoring that Facebook and especially YouTube, though, with anything associated with Civil War or anything like that, they're doing something with the algorithms on those, aren't they?
Yeah, I have a feeling because literally last probably 2 months ago, my channel was popping. Like I gained a ton of subscribers, a ton of views, a lot of likes, and a lot of engagement. And a lot of the videos were actually suggested 2 months ago, I noticed. Right now, I'm not getting any videos suggested by YouTube. And it's because they're not working. And this is my theory, at least. It's because they're not working in the office because of coronavirus. And the algorithm is just on, a kind of like a repeat. They're not really suggesting videos. They're kind of just relying on subscribers to watch content, is what I'm thinking, at least. But I don't know.
I hadn't thought about that, but I guess that is true. But I don't really like that system, because if you're not interested in Civil War and stuff, I'm not going to suggest somebody go and watch a suntanning video, because I'm not interested in that, or a video on some kind of cooking show or sewing. I'm not interested in those things. And so if it was left up to me, what do you want to suggest? Well, here's somebody that is scuba diving, go watch it. Here's somebody that's fishing, go watch it. Here's somebody that's metal detecting, go watch it. But we just don't have any advocates on our behalf there, I don't think. And Nick said even the word war is taboo now there.
Oh, yeah. They're putting strict precautions on that stuff. But that's the good thing about TikTok. I mean, I think TikTok, honestly, is probably going to take over YouTube, is my theory. Because, I mean, they've got such a big platform right now, so many users on it, and also it's one page for everybody's content. It's called the For You page, and it basically has videos from basically any creators that use hashtag FYP, which means For You page. And anybody who uses that hashtag will end up on that page, and that's why they get so many views and stuff like that. But, I mean, I don't know. Something's up with YouTube right now. I thought during the coronavirus views would spike because people would be sitting at home, but I feel like everyone's struggling a little bit right now.
Yeah.
So,
what's your thoughts on it, DK? You do a lot with the algorithms and things. You study those things more than I do.
I do, and I got some thoughts about that kind of stuff. I was thinking about TikTok though, and I actually started a TikTok account, and all I've put on it so far is just some cooking things I did. My wife's been trying to get me to start a cooking YouTube channel purely for teaching our kids to cook that have moved out of the house. We got 6 kids, and all of them are out of the house. And just I like to cook. I've cooked my whole life and been on a competition barbecue team and all kinds of stuff. So she'd been like, you need to just put such recipes together and put them out on a YouTube channel and send them to all of our kids so you can teach them all how to cook over the internet. You know what I mean? I said, that's a great idea. And then I got the idea to start putting some of these on TikTok, because it's only little 15-second and 60-second, 30-second videos of showing a meal come together real quick, like just how to grill a steak or something, you know what I mean? How to season and grill a steak or something. And I got 2,000 views on one. I got 1,100 views on the other, and, not too many followers or anything like that. But a number of views, and it's all about that hashtag how you hashtag it. But somebody put FYP on a comment on one of my videos the other day, and I didn't know what it meant until now. And Britton, you just mentioned that, so my ears perked up.
Yeah, man. I mean, if you guys want a couple of secrets, if you do hashtag FYP, hashtag XYBAC, and hashtag, like, there's a lot of weird hashtags, like hashtag 4, like the number 4U. Like, those are some really, really popular hashtags that have, granted me success. But it's hard work. Even though they're 15-second videos, it's hard work, because what I've had to do, at least for my videos, is I screen record my YouTube videos on my iPhone. I post them that way.
Yeah, same here.
And are you able to edit those videos from your phone over to TikTok, or do you always have to shoot live? Like, I always thought you had to shoot the videos live, and you could edit the clips. No,
you can upload them from the photos and videos on your phone. So, like, if you can screen record, there's I think for all iPhones, like newer than iPhone 7, you can screen record, and basically I just screen record the videos off YouTube and put them on TikTok. So that way I'm not I don't have to transfer them from the computer to my iPhone.
And Ohio Relic Hunter put in the chat, he put a pound sign there, which is the hashtag. He said, this is a pound sign. That's about all I know about it too, Bill. I tell you what. That's why it's for younger people, I guess, isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know. I'm seeing I'm seeing all kinds of excuse me, I'm seeing all kinds of people using it for different various things. When I started putting these recipes on there, not even recipes, just showing me cook little stupid stuff, it opened me to, there's a lot of other people out there doing that too. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people out there doing the same exact thing. So are you guys actually doing treasure hunting type clips? Are you guys doing find clips, or are you doing more entertainment type, hey, watch me do this wacky dance to this wacky song type stuff?
Well, I'm doing a variety of things. I do treasure hunting, metal detecting, from some of my videos, and then I'll do, how I display my finds. And a big thing for me, which is weird, is when I clean some of my finds, how I brush off my buttons, or soak artifacts in vinegar or something, iron artifacts. And people, for some reason, that's my biggest thing that TikTok loves to advertise. My most viewed videos on TikTok, which get sometimes over 2 million views, are just cleaning some of my finds, which is weird, but that's what it is.
Wow,
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, it is. And we got another call coming in from somebody that I would say that you guys know, Mr. Riley Bryant. What's going on?
What's up, guys?
Not much.
What's up, Riley?
Oh, wow, if it isn't Riley.
I just wanted to say that I actually have seen Nick do several wacky dances.
Oh, wow. Oh, I just got exposed. Oh, no.
And Riley
does dances, too.
Riley is...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's dancing it up over there. You should see his TikTok.
I did a TikTok today. I actually won the lottery today.
I saw that.
Oh, yeah.
Won $1,000.
I forgot about that. Heck yeah.
$1,000.
Did you really?
Gotta buy that Knox now.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't.
Yeah, on the $30 ticket.
It doesn't surprise me, because you've been killing it. I mean, cannonballs and everything. So it doesn't surprise me at all that you buy a 25-cent ticket or something other than you win $1,000. I mean, that's just Riley Bryant right there.
Right. He's been killing it. Riley's been doing really well.
Tell us about that cannonball, Riley.
Which one do you mean?
He goes, which one?
Pick one, right?
I got 2 of them in the last week.
I know.
There's a 50-pounder and a 32-pounder, both from a gunboat. That 50-pounder was an inch deep.
Was an inch deep.
Yeah, it was an inch deep. I just stuck my shovel in the mud and it just went clunk.
Goodness.
I'm going
right
hunting
there.
with Riley in Arkansas in a week and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, we should get in some good stuff then.
Should be good.
Man, I had to walk a half mile with that 50-pounder.
Dang,
Through a
bro.
swamp.
Better you than me. It wouldn't be in my display case.
I was carrying a third of my weight right there.
I was going to ask you, did you sling it somehow and drag it out, or did you actually carry it?
I wrapped it up in my knee pad and held the two handles together with it inside and carried it out like it was a purse.
Right.
It's a little
I always
creation.
make fun of Riley for his knee pad.
It came in real handy there.
Yeah.
No, it's seriously, I need to get a knee pad. Half of the time I go out there and, like, a corn stubble will go through my leg and, like,
Yeah, that's
scrape
why
up my leg and
I
stuff.
can't tell you how many times I've finished a hunt and found a broad arrow stuck in the bottom of mine, a
Oh, my God.
thorn, 3-inch long thorn. It almost a broad arrow. I almost had a 3-bladed broad arrow go right through it one time, just from the side. I heard it ripping, and I flew back up, and like, geez,
Yeah, that
hitting
could
under the leaves, so I didn't even see it.
that could be dangerous right there. I've dug a few of those, and that's why you wear knee pads, and that's why you wear gloves too.
Yeah, that's true.
Dang.
And we've got like 4-inch long thorns over here that'll mess up your day too.
And Riley was with us, wasn't he, Nick, at the Chattanooga show?
Yeah. Yeah, we were all
Yeah.
there. That was a lot of fun. Britton was there too. We had a ton of fun.
Yeah,
That was a great day.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
That was so much fun. I love that trip.
Well,
Hey,
I hope,
I'm
They got
hoping they'll
another
let
one coming up,
the
too.
show
Are
go
we
this
going?
year.
do what, Britton?
I'll be
going.
there, but I don't think Butch has canceled it.
I'm going to the show.
Yeah, I am.
You guys
If
going to
it's
the
still
show?
going on, I will.
We're
Yeah,
going.
it's still going on.
We're going if it's there.
I'm going.
Yeah, if
I'm
they're
going to go. I'll
if-
be there.
Butch said he already talked to the city of Chattanooga, and they said they're going to continue as planned.
No, I did not.
You said it's in August?
yeah, it's scheduled.
No, it's in July.
Yeah, it's like July 26th or something.
Oh, well, my bad.
I didn't call Chattanooga, Wiley.
What? What?
What?
I think Butch just got really confused.
Yeah.
I don't understand what you guys are talking about. You said I called Chattanooga.
Well, the
No, we
yeah, we're talking
Yeah, I
about the
don't know.
Relic Show in Chattanooga that American Digger magazine has, and he was saying that Butch had already called Chattanooga to the convention center down there, and they said that everything was still on as far as they knew in July. Of course, we don't know that, and we won't until we get a little bit closer to it. But if everything is a go, we're all going to be there. Nick, you coming up?
Awesome.
If it's still going on, I will definitely try to, because around that time I might be in West North Carolina, so I might be close anyways. So I will definitely try to come and come and join the show. That'd be awesome.
Well, if you don't come, I'm going to have to dig your breastplate.
Yeah, well, you made up for it last time already, because right after I dug mine last Chattanooga show, literally the day after, when we were finding literally nothing, Riley out of nowhere digs a breastplate, and I was
No, it was
like,
the same day, dude.
Too.
oh, it was the same
Dug
day.
one, too.
Dang. Yeah, that was crazy, man.
Yeah, it was like 2 hours later.
Gosh, I went hunting that whole entire time, and I only found like 4 or 5 bullets.
Yeah, I only found like 2 bullets. Other than we all didn't find much, but it was just really deep. Or mine was shallow, but Riley's was like 1.5 feet deep.
Hey,
Yeah,
but
mine was like
that group of
mine was
us
like
hunting,
16,
like, that
17
was
inches.
that was so much fun, though.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, we'll have to do that again.
I really enjoyed hunting those sites.
How often do you three get a chance to get together and hunt? Is it only like events like that?
No, we
for the most part.
for the most part, but sometimes
Dang, Riley, okay.
yeah, but
For
no,
me.
like in the south. for Riley, because Riley's kind of far from all of us, but like me, Britton, Jake, whenever we can, sometimes we get together to, dive or detect. But other than that, the only time we're really seeing each other is at, just go detecting, the shows, stuff like that. But yeah,
well, the only reason I'm the only reason I'm able to do all this stuff next week is like I'm basically just tagging along with Bryce. I have the privilege of him driving and him being able to line up all these places to stay, because I wouldn't be able to do this unless he was driving to do all that stuff. So,
well, take advantage of it while you can. That's what I say.
Yeah, that's for sure.
I want us to all get together before the year's out, before the weather changes again in the late fall, and I'd like to all dive together.
Yeah,
that'd be fun. Awesome. I've got sites. Hey, if you guys want to come to Georgia, I've got a site we can dive. So,
yeah, man.
Is it
welcome to that would definitely be fun.
Is it a river? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, it's a big river. Yeah.
What kind of depth are you talking about there?
Probably 15, 20 feet.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And visibility's good. Like you will be surprised that you're in a river. Like it's that clear. It's really good.
Well, that's a plus.
It looks dark on my camera, but it's a lot lighter than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to get certified. We've got an old town out here. It's underneath this Horsetooth Reservoir, not too far from me. It's swallowed up by the reservoir, and it's all buried out there. Called old town called Stout. That was around in the 1880s, 1890s, and I'd love to get certified and be able to poke around out there and go down and see what's down there.
That's what you and Tony need to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know a place like that at the bottom of the lake where there's a lost town down there. It's called Lake Allatoona. There was like a town called Allatoona, and they flooded it. And there's still the buildings and like the casinos down there. And it's crazy.
Well, on the lake where we've got our houseboat on Del Hollow Lake that straddles Kentucky and Tennessee line, there I've got marked about 100 home sites down there that were flooded, and I've only hunted one or two of those late this last fall, and didn't find anything extraordinary, but found silver on all of them. So I'm looking forward to getting back on them. You're talking late 1800s, early 1900s, but there were some early settler homes there. I don't know exactly where they're at. They're around the Willow Grove area there, but that's where we're gonna.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're gonna hit a bunch of those sites this summer there. Me and Tim and Ron.
I want to come.
Dang, that's cool.
Come. Just let me know when you want to come, and we'll go. No problem.
That'd be awesome.
Any other events you guys want to go to coming up this year? You're going to go to that. There's kind of a new event coming up in the spring, I think, in Virginia. You guys planning on maybe trying to hit that?
I'm definitely going to be there.
Oh, yeah.
Man, I would love to get detecting.
What event?
What is it? Just go detecting?
What?
Yeah, what event are y'all talking about?
I was thinking you just go detecting.
It's a Just Go Detecting event in April.
Yeah.
Yeah, they changed the name of it, but it's the guy that organized the Just Go Detecting.
Yeah, isn't it like Dig Stop
I'm going.
or something like that?
Wait, did you guys already apply for that? Was there a sign up already?
I don't think he's selling tickets yet. I don't remember the name. It's like Detect Festival or something. I don't know.
Yeah, Detect Fest or something.
Well,
Detect Fest.
Riley, when you sign up, sign me up. He always does that because he's only the first person to find out about it.
Yeah, honestly.
Riley's like, oh my gosh, sign-ups just happened now. Did you sign up? And I'm like, I thought you were going to sign me up. He's like, yeah, I did.
Well, I tell you what, they had the sign-ups for Just Go Detecting one time, and my wife and I were on our anniversary trip. We just left and just started. We went up to Cumberland Gap and went over to Virginia and everything. But Plugmaster Ford called me, and he said they're having the Just Go Detecting sign-ups tonight at 6 o'clock your time. And I said, okay. And so I was there, I was on, and I was watching. And as soon as it hit 6 o'clock and they posted the sign-ups, I put my name in. And I think they were going to take like the first 200. My name came up like number 300 and something. I mean, just in seconds. Everybody already had everything typed out, and all they did is hit enter. And of course, I'm typing as I'm going along there, you know, and it just took that long to fill the thing up. And I thought, man.
Yeah. I think
you have to have it like bam, and then you're on the alternates list.
Yeah.
Well, I just went to DIV that year, and you know, I didn't know if I'd get in at DIV, and so I thought, well, I'll sign up on both of them, and you know, surely I'll get into one of them. But man, no luck on Just Go Digging or Just Go Detecting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm coming up in the spring next year, because I'm kind of out of vacation time this year to take much more time off. With my England trip, it took up a bunch of my vacation days. And so, yeah, it'll refresh for next year. So I hope to be able to make it to that one.
Yeah.
Hey, guys, the phone lines are still open. We got 3 guys on here. We can handle probably 97 more.
We need to get Harley Houston on here.
Get who?
Right. Yes, get Harley. Get Harley.
I'll get him going. Hold on.
Yeah, everyone that's listening in, just that's not in the chat room right now, it's 270-495-0315. Go ahead and call on in and talk to Nick Amelio, Treasure Nick.
Wait, what was
all
that
the
number
other
again?
270-495-0315.
You got about 10 minutes.
Awesome.
Dang, yeah, he might, or Jake, even Jake too. He could join.
Well, we asked Britt and Riley. Go ahead and give us a story on one of these guys.
I've only hung with Nick a few times, but there's a bunch of funny stories about Britain. Probably one of my best ones is he was staying over at my house one time, and we got him an air mattress and put it in the floor for him to sleep.
Oh my gosh, no.
Continue on.
My cat got in there and poked a hole in the air mattress. So he woke up, he'd just been sleeping on the floor for hours. It completely deflated the mattress, and he was just like face first on the floor.
You didn't tell the rest of the story.
Oh yeah, he went downstairs and slept on the couch, and the same cat went down there and started messing with him and trying to lay on him, and he got up and put the cat out the door and closed the door and went back.
No, I didn't. No, that's not what happened. The cat literally jumped on my face, and I freaked out, and I threw the cat, and it hit the wall.
Oh my god!
No, my god!
It was so awful.
No, that's the second. That's when it got in second, Britton. Remember, you closed the door first, and then it got in.
There's no video. Didn't happen.
It like kicked open the door or something and came in.
Now, this is what happens, DK, when we turn the show over to a bunch of kids, ain't it?
Yeah.
Hey, Ohio Relic Hunter, call in. I know you've got plenty of shirts sitting there. Denny, somebody, call in and talk to Nick here.
Yeah.
There was something else that I was going to ask Nick, and I can't think of. What have you got, DK?
Oh, I got a bunch of questions to ask Nick.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I wanted to find out, do you remember your very first find? I don't remember what you asked him on the last show, but that was how many years ago now? So I'm going to ask him, can you remember your first oh my gosh find? The find that really sunk you in?
So at the time, I was in North Carolina, and I was using Ace 250, It was my second detector after a bounty hunter junior, and I was detecting a site where an old hotel burned down in the 1880s. And sure enough, I got this signal. It was right on the edge of this little bridge thing. And I dug down, and probably about 4 inches were 2 buffalo nickels in one hole that were basically in perfect condition. And they were 1935 and 1936, if I remember correctly.
Wow.
And that was just the find that hooked me, because I'd been watching, Nugget Noggin and all them, trying to get into it and seeing all them find stuff. So that's basically what got me into it.
And we've got a caller that came in. I don't know who you are, but the last 4 numbers of your phone number are 6992. Who is it?
You're on. Who's this?
They dropped off.
Oh, did they?
They did?
Oh, yeah.
No,
Who'd you have calling in, right?
No, they're calling back in. 6992.
Oh, yeah.
Who we got?
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
Welcome to the party.
This is the Ghost Digger.
The Ghost Digger.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
I don't know if you guys have ever heard of me, but I've got a YouTube channel as well.
All right. And you know these,
So, Nick,
these fellas?
I know a few of them. Yeah, I reckon I do.
Unfortunately.
I've hunted with Riley and Britton. Haven't hunted with Nick yet, and I've been trying to talk him into coming up to Charleston and hunting some up there.
Well, we hunted in Chattanooga that one time.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we sure did. Tennessee, after that relic show. Or before the relic show. But I'm trying to get him to come up to Charleston and dig a few things there. And I told him just last night that I'd like to come down to Florida and dig a few things down there, dig a few artillery buttons.
We'll do it for sure, man.
Well, there'll be a bunch of us coming up to Charleston in January of 2021. So we need to hook up then.
Yeah,
I'm going to go then.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
I think we have me and Britton, we have a relic hunting adventure planned for, what is it, June 12th? The weekend of June 12th?
Yeah, next week. Next Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, we're gonna be in Charleston. We're gonna get a Airbnb and relic hunt. And Harley has a boat, so we're gonna travel to some cool sites.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
You guys already got sites picked out? Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I've got sites picked out. I sure do. But no, I wanted to ask you, what is your ultimate bucket lister as far as relics go, military relics? What would be ideal for you to find? Like as far as like Rev War, 1812, Civil War, or, anything like that. Realistically, relics. What would be your bucket lister, number one?
So for me, that would probably be just a Rev War button or something of that nature, something from the Rev War. I haven't really directly dug anything from the Rev War, so like a
you did. You dug that
button.
Did you dig that script eye?
That was from the War of 1812, but something from the Rev War would be crazy. So yeah, that's it.
That's my favorite. That's my favorite time period to find, actually. Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
So we'll have to get onto our spot. Yeah. Well, that's why I just want to call in. I'll keep it short, and but I just tried to ask that question.
So, Ghost Digger, you said you had a YouTube channel. Is it called Ghost Digger, or what's the name of your YouTube channel?
Yeah, my YouTube channel is called Ghost Digger, GHOSTDIGGER, and I have an Instagram as well, Ghost Digger, same thing.
Okay. Well, we'll check it out. And
we appreciate you calling in.
Yeah, appreciate the call.
Yes, sir. You have a great night. Thank you.
Thanks, Harley.
Yeah.
See you, Harley.
270-495-0315. We got time for one more call if somebody wants to call in.
Hey, Nick, let me ask you, what's your connection to Amelia Earhart?
Hey, so I forgot about that one. So a couple months ago, man, it might have even been a year ago now. It's been a while. I was metal detecting this house called the Putnam House where some of Amelia Earhart's relatives used to live. And I actually found a silver bracelet that said David on it. And it turns out that David was Amelia Earhart's stepson that lived in that very house. So I think I found his actual bracelet. Whoa. And I still have it to this day, and I'm trying to track him down and trying to return it if he's still alive. So that's what I'm in the process of doing right now.
How'd you get permission for that property? That's pretty amazing.
Yeah, so it's actually on one of my fort sites, which is crazy. It's a couple houses down, and I actually find, some of the wars relics there and stuff like that. But it's just, I just got permission. The owner of it was renovating it, and I stopped him and talked about, what I do. And he was really nice about it and just let me hunt and found a bunch of cool stuff from the house and from the Summer Wars, which was pretty cool.
That was a cool find. And we got Denny Morrison on the line called in. What's going on, Denny?
What's up, Denny?
I was wondering when they're diving, if they ever use the Equinox in the water.
Well, you can only go so far down with an Equinox.
Yeah.
What's the limit on that, guys? Do you know? 10 foot?
10 foot. 10 foot is what the limit is for the Equinox. So when I dive, I just use the Nocta Pulse dive.
Yeah.
I've never brought the Nox in water before. So.
Have you ever used a Tiger Shark?
Yeah, you can use a Fisher 1280X.
Yep. What about a Tiger Shark? Tesoro.
I never have.
I've never.
It goes at 250 feet.
Thanks.
I've heard some good things about those, Denny.
I've got one. That's all I ever use in the water. But I don't dive.
Yeah. Well, you might as well send it to me then, and I'll put it to good use.
Well, I've already found nearly 1,000 rings with it in the water. So there ain't much left where I'm at.
Probably not.
Well, I suppose if you come up, actually, Lloyd, when you come up at our lake, and one of my lakes, it's so damn muddy you can't see your hand in front of your face.
It's almost that way here now too, Denny. We've had so much rain and everything. That was the problem that I got into Monday. Until I got right on the bottom, I couldn't see anything. You couldn't even tell at 20 foot which way was up or down or whatever. Wow. You just had to watch the bubbles, if you could see them. That's
scary. Were you diving with someone?
Yeah. There was
okay, good.
Some other people there, yeah.
Yeah, my neighbors were down there, and they said the water was a tad cool.
72 degrees. It was perfect. I tried.
That's pretty good, yeah.
And that brings up a question that I was going to ask Nick. Nick, what meal suit are you using in the ocean when you're diving down there?
I'm using, I think it's a really thin one. I think it's a 2 or 3 mil.
Yeah.
I don't know what the lowest is, but I'm pretty sure it's a 3.
You don't even need really anything for diving in Florida, man. It's so warm.
Yeah, you really don't, to be honest. But
actually, you do. Actually, you do, because because I walk in the water up to my chin, and even in the summertime, I wear a wetsuit because I'm in the water. Of course, you're not in the water as long as I am. I'm in the water maybe 8 hours. You can't do that diving. I mean. How long can you be in the water diving?
Depends on how deep you go and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, when I'm in the surf, I mean, like maybe 10 feet or so, I don't even wear a wetsuit, and I'm fine. I'm usually down there for 5 or 6 hours on multiple tanks.
Well,
it really depends on the.
You can get hypothermia.
Depends on the area. Depends on the area.
Yeah.
Water's water. I mean. You'll get cold and won't even know it until you get out.
Yeah, these guys are not as old as me and you are, though, Denny. They're still
exactly.
They're still young.
But actually, I wasn't even as young as they were when I started. So yeah, good for them.
Well,
all right. That that was my questions, Loy.
Okay.
Good show.
Okay, thanks. Appreciate the call,
Thanks,
Danny. And we're fixing to have to get out of here. Appreciate Britton calling. Appreciate Riley calling. And we really do appreciate having Nick on tonight. And DK, I'll let you say your piece, and then I'll close the show out here.
Yeah, I really appreciate everyone calling in, everyone being active in the chat. You guys had some great questions. Always love the interaction from everybody. And, you guys calling in. Are you kidding, Riley and Britton? You guys, thank you so much for calling in. Nick, been a great guest. Thank you so much. Man, I always love watching your videos, and it's been an honor to talk to you tonight. Love to meet you sometime, maybe later this year. That'd be awesome. Early next year, that'd be great. But I'm going to go ahead and sign off, kick it back to 7.
Okay.
All righty.
Yeah, thanks, guys, and appreciate Nick coming on with us. Looking forward to seeing Nick again and all these other guys again, hopefully real soon. I've got an announcement that I want to make here before I close the show. I'm going to step back from RELICS Radio for a little while. I'm just slammed with so much producing to do right now, and I'm going to turn it over to DK and also to Jeff Lubert on Thursday nights for a while. I'll be back. I don't know how soon I'll be back, but I'm going to take a break for a little while. But you guys will be in good hands. Nothing's going to change. We still have the same advertisers, still have the same commercials, and I'm sure still have great guests and everything. But I'll work a little bit behind the scenes on it. But for a little while, I've got to step aside and let these guys take it. And I know that you will support them as you have supported us for the past 3 years, and we really do appreciate that. So don't know who they will have on this next week, but they'll be here same time right here on Spreaker, 8 o'clock Eastern Time next Thursday night. Come to the show. Thank you so much for joining us tonight on RELICS Radio. We really do appreciate it. Be sure and join us live each Thursday night at 8 o'clock Eastern here on Spreaker, or you can catch the archive show at RELICS Radio on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Apple Podcast, and many other podcast outlets. Please take a minute and hit the like button, and be sure that you follow us so that you'll get notifications of all of our upcoming broadcasts. Be sure and visit Diggin with 7 and Adventures in Dirt on YouTube, and check out the RELICS Radio Facebook group page. If you'd like to get in touch with us, then send an email to relicsradio@outlook.com. We'd love to hear from you. We hope that you will join us next Thursday night, and until then, get out there and dig some history.